Yeah, I think we are. Yeah.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Hi, everyone. It's Sandra and Serge here, and thank you for joining our live session. For anyone that's new, we are doing weekly or mostly weeks live sessions. We are the co founder of HearGift, and the goal is really to provide more support and more transparency for you. So every Thursday night, we hop on camera, we talk about different topics, and we give you the opportunity to ask and answer questions as well.
Yeah.
Perfect. So tonight's topic, it's not product based like the other two have been, but we really want to talk about something that a lot of individuals with hearing loss and or with hearing aids experience on a daily basis. It's a real problem. We've heard it from a lot of our customers and a lot of people that experience hearing loss, and that is listening fatigue. So tonight we really want to talk about listening fatigue. What are the signs of having it? You may not know that you have it. And why is it important to pay attention to it and how can you manage it?
Mhm.
And to start off, what is listening fatigue? So, just like your eyes get tired when, you look at a screen all day long or you wear glasses like myself, your ears get tired from listening. And that's really a bigger issue for individuals that have hearing loss, that are using that extra bit of energy to try to hear, and also individuals that are wearing hearing aids. So, we just wanted to say before we start that we're not medical practitioners, so we're not here to give medical advice. We
Mhm.
are obviously the co-founders of HearGift, so we've been in the world of hearing loss for a while, and all the information that we have is from our own experiences, feedback that we get from customers, and a lot of research that we have been doing over the years. And in terms of own experience, Surgeon knows better than anyone here that listening fatigue is a huge issue, especially since I talk a lot. And also, if you have any questions, any comments, anything that you'd like to add, you can add a comment in the comment section below. And you can also win a $50 gift card on HearGift that you can use on hearing aids, accessories, batteries, anything you like. You can gift it forward. And you can only do that by participating with a comment. Anything you'd like to add, Serge?
um, just that this is a topic it's not something I even knew existed, even
Mm-hmm.
though I had hearing loss for pretty much since I was 3 years old. But just recently, I was made aware that all the issues that I had and the things that I was dealing with, it wasn't just like a part of my personality or anything like that. It was really a thing that a lot of hearing loss people experience.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very interesting, and I can't wait to tell you guys about it.
Yeah. So, Serge, why don't you start then by talking about some signs of listening fatigue? Because from my interaction with our customers and other people in the hearing loss community,
Hmm.
I've realized that a lot of people don't even know they have listening fatigue. And I
Hmm.
knew that was a huge deal, years ago when I met you. I didn't understand why you chose after long days of work to not go out, not be in public, maybe be by yourself and rest and take a nap and take your hearing aids off.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So listening fatigue, it's something that um, it's just only something that I've recently discovered with an actual thing, like with an actual affects people, because I've always thought that I'm more introverted and so something like I'm more withdrawn as a person, and that's why I was feeling the way that I feel, like that I didn't want to go out and I didn't want to socialize with people. But what I noticed is that it was only in certain times, in certain times of the day, like let's say after a long day of work, when I had to listen to people, when I had to respond to people. Afterwards, I didn't want to go out with my friends. I didn't want to, go out with my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And what I noticed was that in the beginning of the day, it's normal, it's fine, and I'm happy to socialize and interact with people. But as the day goes on, it gets harder and harder, and it seems like I get a lot more irritable
Mm-hmm.
quicker. because maybe if I'm not hearing somebody or if I am hearing somebody, but it's just I have to focus a lot harder on being able to hear what they're saying, and that takes energy. That takes a certain specific amount of your willpower to be able to do that, which I think people with normal hearing they don't really experience that, so it's hard for them to relate to how that feels. So some of the signs of listening fatigue are um, just not being able to concentrate at the end of the day because of spending so much time trying to listen to people, trying to listen to what they're saying, even being able to hear them, but not being able to comprehend or understand what they're saying. It can be very taxing and it can be very um, tough on your willpower and on your concentration and ability to focus. And one of the other symptoms or signs is just how background noise becomes more irritating, which is really really interesting because we as when we can't hear, we really enjoy the sounds of background noise, of being able to hear, um, even just kids outside playing or cars going by or the clock ticking. But as the day goes on, these sounds can become harder and harder to listen to, just because it becomes more irritating and it becomes more energy that you spend on having to listen. I'm done.
Yeah, see, a lot of people. Thanks for commenting, Don. She's saying that we just described her sister. That is a real thing. It's a real struggle, and it's a real thing. It needs to be taken seriously.
Yeah, yeah. One other thing that is also a symptom is sort of a headache after being in a loud and noisy or social environment. Just because there's so many sounds and so many different so many sounds coming to you from different angles, from different people, especially in a big group where there's multiple conversations going on and you're trying to tune into uh, one or more conversations. It can be very hard, and it can be very hard to focus straight on either just one conversation or many conversations. And this is something that also can be very taxing on your system, and it can be it takes up a lot of your energy, and a lot of people, well, normal hearing people, they don't realize that how hard this can be and how much energy it can be and how we subconsciously almost want to avoid those situations just because we know it's going to be exhausting having to keep up with all these sounds and conversations going on. So unfortunately, for the people that don't understand, they can assume that, oh, this person just doesn't want to hang out with me, or this person doesn't want to come to a party, and they think it's something to do with them when it's nothing to do with them. It's more about us not having the energy to keep up with these conversations. Yeah, so I think.
Yeah, yeah, no, I completely agree. And that's, as someone who doesn't wear hearing aids and doesn't experience hearing loss, that was something that I really learned with Surge because obviously being, business people, we always had to travel a lot for business and be in meetings and not be away from home. So even just having that environment of new people, between concentrating on the actual speech but also concentrating on the background noise and trying to make up speech and meet new people and understand how they talk because it's really different when it's a new person versus someone that you're really used to. I didn't understand why whenever we were away and other individuals were going to like functions after business meetings, Sajan would be like drained of energy. He couldn't do anything, and like I said, a lot of the times, in the past couple of years, working with so many people with hearing loss, I'm understanding more and more, and this topic comes a lot in our conversations. So now it's Sujam touched a little bit on this, but why you really want to pay attention to listening fatigue, right? So obviously there's the obvious, physical side, it really, really drains you. Like it takes away your energy, and it can give you major headaches. I don't need to really go deep into how that can affect your daily life. It's just not pleasant. But aside from the physical aspect of it, there's also the mental side of it, right? If you don't deal with it properly, you can find yourself, not wanting to be in social situations anymore. And while isolating yourself from your family and your friends can be a quick fix, it can feel good in the moment, it can feel relieving. It can really have a big impact on your social life, on your well-being in general. Not being with your family and friends, like that's not something that really anybody wants to deal with. And I know that one comment that we get a lot when we have someone purchasing hearing aids for their loved ones is, wow, they finally came to Thanksgiving dinner. They can finally sit at a birthday dinner. We have our Sunday dinners again because they want to participate in social conversations. And, even on the morale front, I was talking to someone who she's even beyond hard of hearing. She has a cochlear implant. And she said that constantly asking people around you to say what or like to repeat themselves is the opposite of a confidence booster. She said, you know, when it comes to my morale, I have to, by the end of the day, I have to concentrate so much to talk and to listen that I find myself asking people to repeat themselves, and it gets tiring too. Like it sucks. It really sucks sometimes. That's pretty much it. So again, not a great way to live your daily life. So I'm noticing a lot of people are joining now. So I want to say a hi to everybody, and thanks so much for participating and commenting and sharing your story with us. Aside from obviously having the chance of winning a gift certificate, the real game there for everybody is that we're sharing and then we're learning from all of you. So if you have any tips, if you have experienced listening fatigue, or if you've noticed that someone in your family or a loved one experiences listening fatigue, and you have any tips, any comments, please share with us, because that's how we learn and that's how we can make it better. So I'll quickly run through what we talked, just for anybody that joined right now. So today's topic is listening fatigue, which is a huge problem for people that wear hearing aids, or just people that have hearing loss in general, because just how your eyes get tired when you sit in front of the TV all day long, your ears can get tired from trying to listen other people speak all day long. So some of the signs that we have noticed individuals experience when they experience listening fatigue is having a hard time concentrating at the end of the day, running out of energy at the end of the day, not wanting to participate in environment situations, and getting headaches. If there are any other signs, anything else that you'd like to add, feel free to add them in the comment section below. We'll go through all of the comments at the end of the live session, where it's hard to go back and forth now, but at the end of the session we're gonna go through them, and we're gonna discuss them. Did I miss anything?
No, you got it.
Okay, good. Thank you. And again, we're not medical practitioners, but from our experience and from feedback that we get from our customers, we have some tips and tricks and methods you can use to cope with listening fatigue. If, of course, you can always ask your doctor what you can do. They're the most, experienced in this field, and they can tell you what to do. But until then, there are some things you can do to combat or even just manage listening fatigue, and it really depends on the situations that you're in. So let's say you get listening fatigue at work, right? The easiest thing to do is really be by yourself at lunch. So I talked about not wanting to isolate yourself from people. That's not what you want to do. But even taking a 10-15 minute break away from everyone and everything can be, the difference between you being irritable for the rest of the day or getting your good mood back for the rest of your day. So if you unplug from your phone, from your radio, maybe not even talk to people for 15 minutes, take a walk, ideally in a quiet setting, not where there's construction going on in the city, but if you have like a park or a walkway somewhere near your work, take that 15 minutes to really unplug and give your ears a break.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't even have to be a lunch break, just any kind of break
Yeah.
that you can take. that doesn't involve some kind of social interaction where you can just relax and be yourself really
Mm-hmm.
helps you to recharge and to help you get the energy back that you need to be able to listen again, to pay attention to
Yeah.
people again, basically.
Yeah, exactly. I would say the next one could also be done at work, but it really depends on your workplace. But if you're at home, the easiest thing is to take a nap. And I know Sejan loves his naps, and he does it every single day. But taking a 20-30 minute nap, and again, unplugging from everything, no radio, no TV, take your hearing aids off, and really go sleep for 20-30 minutes. Give your eyes and your ears a rest. Can really work wonders on your body. You can recharge, you get your energy back, and you get that, snoozing time that I know you like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And same if you are on a vacation. Um, a lot of people would think that just because you're on a vacation, you don't get listening fatigue, when in reality it can be quite the opposite. Because a lot of the times when you go on vacation, you socialize more than if you would if you are in your normal setting at home. Chances are you might go with other family members or friends, and you're trying to pay attention to everything around you. Like if you're at a beach, you're paying attention to the music, to whatever contest they have on the beach, and so on. So if you are on a vacation, also get in your daily naps and unplug from everything, and also make sure that you get enough sleep. Getting enough sleep through the night really sets you up for the next day. When you're rested, when your body is rested, it just has a different type of energy that it can use to deal with the daily life set
Mm-hmm.
activities, I guess, that come afterwards. And if you're at a restaurant, a lot of times listening fatigue can manifest really badly if you're in a social setting. And if you're at a restaurant, you have so much going on, right? Like you have the chatter at your table, you have the music going on, you have the waiter trying to talk to you over the background noise and so on. So, a couple tips for when you go out to a restaurant to avoid, experiencing listening fatigue would be to pick a table that is far away from the noise. So somewhere in a quiet corner, far away from loud music, far away from the kitchen doors, far away from where a lot of chatter happens, like in a hallway. Reducing that background noise will give your ears a break, so then you can focus on a conversation that's at hand, and then I have to try to make, when you're in a restaurant, usually when you have hearing loss, a lot of times actually happens that you, you use up more energy because there's a lot of background noise, and you can't make up speech as well. So don't add extra strain to your ears by being situated or located at a table that is so much exposed to that.
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if I've missed anything with that, or.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to also say that one of the things you can do while wearing hearing aids in pretty much any of these situations is you can lower the volume compared to what you normally set them at. So
Mhm.
even though our models have intelligent noise reduction, like which reduces the background noise, your brain does get adjusted to a specific volume level, which is what you pretty much use at all times, or what I do at least. So if you're in a noisy environment with a lot of background noise and you're noticing that you're experiencing tiredness or fatigue, or you're really straining to try to hear what's going on or try to hear somebody talking to you, I would recommend that you lower the volume on the hearing aids just a little bit, and you'll see that it can make quite a difference, even though you might not be able to hear as well as you can with the normal volume. Just the fact that you're not bombarded with all these sounds, and you're not
Mhm.
straining to hear the
Mhm.
sounds, can help a lot, and it can help you not be tired so quickly, or not feel tired or exhausted so soon.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's exactly it. And to the hearing aid point, we talked about different situations and how you can combat listening fatigue, but in general, not just when you're at a restaurant or on vacation or at work, in general, to combat and manage listening fatigue, the best advice we can give is really wear your hearing aids. And
Mm-hmm.
this is also part of an interview that I had with an actual audiologist that I will be uploading in the upcoming weeks. That's one thing that she really really said, is wear your hearing aids. So yes, we talked about unplugging from everything and taking them off when you're When you're at home, that is fine. You need that downtime, but throughout the day, when you need to hear, whether it's TV, your spouse, coworkers, whatever you are outside where you need to communicate, wearing your hearing aids can make such a huge difference. So make sure that you have the properly fit eardomes, the volume is at a right setting. Obviously, when you get hearing aids for the first time, it can take a little bit of adjusting, and you might want to slowly increase the time that you wear them. But as a general rule, avoid listening fatigue by wearing your hearing aids. That's just the number one tip that we have for you. That comes from our experience, our research, and talking to professionals as well.
Yeah, and I just wanted to add that a lot of people that maybe have never worn hearing aids before but don't realize that they need them might also be experiencing listening fatigue without knowing what it is.
Yeah.
'Cause I didn't even know what it was until
Yeah.
recently. But one of the like Sandra was saying is wearing the hearing aids. While it may seem like okay, with the hearing aids I'm gonna hear a lot more, so it's gonna be harder for me. It's actually that the hearing aids help you not have to strain so hard to listen to people, to join a conversation, whether it's with a group or with just one person. And because of that, it becomes a lot easier and a lot less energy needs to be taken in order to hear better, in order to communicate with people. So that's why the hearing aid can help a lot, and especially for those people that, if you're feeling tired or you start to see yourself removing yourself from a social situation, then you don't know why, it could be listening fatigue.
Yeah. Because you may not even know that you have hearing loss either, right? So that's, pay attention to those signs. Pay attention to whether, you do get more irritable at the end of the day, if you're having less energy at the end of the day, if you're, lacking focus and so on. And let us know if you have any questions, of course, regarding that. And if you do know that you have obviously hearing loss and you wear hearing aids, and chances are that you still experience some listening fatigue, other than wearing your hearing aids, some of the tips that we have are minimizing the background noise, right? So whenever you can, try to reduce the background noise. This will give you a break by not having to focus on too many sounds at once. And along with that, really remove yourself from draining situations. I mean, be social. Social people love being social, and that's amazing. Having that said, if you feel like leaving, let's say, a party, a function, a dinner early, there's nothing to be ashamed of. Be who you need to be, and take care of your health. If you find that you're at a party and you're doing great for a couple hours, but then it gets harder and harder to communicate with people and really have fun, just leave. Remove yourself from that situation that really drains your energy, because your health is definitely more important. And whenever you get a chance, unplug from anything. Take that nap, take that walk. If you know that nothing's coming up, nothing's urgent, you don't need to be on your phone, just take your hearing aids off for a few minutes. Turn off the radio, turn off the TV, just give your body a break. Even meditate if you can, if that's your thing. Try to just bring peace back to your body, and then your body will recharge so we can hear better again. And I don't know if I missed anything along with that.
I think you're good.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely.
Perfect. If you have any other tips, again, please post them in the comment section below. Before we move on to saying hi to you and reading some of your comments, I really wanted to make a comment about to those individuals that don't experience listening fatigue, but that have someone in their family or in their friend circle, a loved one, that experience listening fatigue. And just wanted to bring you back a reminder of the barriers that some of the hearing loss individuals have. Have patience and understanding that, if they don't want to go to an event, they don't want to go to a dinner that's held in a loud environment, it's not really a reflection on their relationship with you. It's really how, they choose to take care of their health. So I know I have been guilty of this years ago when I first met Serge, and I find that I have to repeat myself a lot in our conversations, and that's fine. But when I first met him, I didn't understand why he didn't want to put his hearing aids on at home. And I would find myself saying stuff like, "Why don't you just plug yourself in?" And I know I'm not the only one guilty of this, and right now I feel very, very guilty because I understand it so much more, right? Hearing aids are amazing. They're an amazing invention and innovation, but it's still not the same. Like, just like I don't want to wear my glasses all the time, people who wear hearing aids don't want to wear the hearing aids on all the time because it's straining on your body, right? So those people that have a loved one in their family or in a friend circle that experience listening fatigue, have that kindness, have that patience, and understand that it's not a reflection of you or your relationship when they want to take those hearing aids out or when they don't want to come to a party that's held in a loud environment. It's just simply taking care of their health.
Exactly. Yeah. And if you're somebody with hearing loss, I'm sure if you've had this experience before with listening fatigue, like I was talking about earlier, a lot of people can just assume that, you're just not being friendly, or you don't want to spend time with them, just because their understanding of listening fatigue is limited, and of their understanding of what our world is like, it's very different. And sometimes we have to take a step back and realize that not everybody understands what we're going through, and that we can't just get mad at them for that reason. We just that they're not being thoughtful or something.
Yeah, exactly. So, again, let us know if you have any questions or comments. I'm seeing a lot of people joined and a lot of people commented here. So, thank you so much. We really appreciate you guys coming out online. We're really enjoying doing these live videos, and I hope you're enjoying them too. I'd really love, when we get those emails back, and this people say, "I'm going to be joining tonight," or "Here's a question for tonight." So along with that, if there are any topics that you want us to talk about, please let us know. We're very open. The whole point of this is to provide you more support, more transparency, and the love that you deserve, because we really appreciate you as customers, as followers, as supporters. So any topics that you want to see, any questions that you have, just send them over our way. Kathleen and Maria are always available. You're all familiar with them. They rock. So thank you so much, Kathleen and Maria, and for facilitating everything on a daily basis. And do you want to do the draw now or after we close up the video?
Well, let's do the comments first.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Perfect. Yep. So we see that Dawn said the same thing. You just completely described my sister. So Dawn, I really, did you get a better, I guess, understanding or a different point of view after watching our video? Because I know that your sister has been the one struggling with hearing loss since we first started talking. So I'm curious to see how you're, adjusting that and how your interactions go with your sister when she does experience hearing loss. So I'm really interested to hear that feedback. And thank you so much, everybody, for the kind comments.
So Robert, you mentioned that you received your hearing aids a month ago. You've turned them down as far as the volume control allows, but it's still too loud. So one thing I would suggest is, well, with the V6s, if it's down all the way and it's still too loud for you, there's really not much else you can do with those hearing aids. However, if you do want to exchange them for the V7s, you're going to have a lot more control over your volume levels, and it'll be easier to increase or decrease the volume as well. So the V7 has a bit of a more volume range that you can use, especially at the lower end, and you can also change the programs with the V7 to suit your low, mid, or high frequencies. So it might not be that they're too loud, it might be that the frequency is not right for you. So with the V6s, they're geared more towards high frequency hearing loss because that's the most popular type of hearing loss. However, the V7, you can also change the program to low or medium frequency as well. So
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. So see if that is the issue, and
yeah.
yeah. Pamela, we don't have a previous video about tinnitus, but we definitely want to talk about tinnitus. That's a huge, huge thing in our world, obviously, and a huge topic. So stay tuned for the upcoming weeks. We will definitely talk about tinnitus, and not just once. Perfect. Thank you, Barry. Yeah, so in the canal versus over the ear, it's usually just like a preference. In the canal are, obviously smaller, and they are less noticeable than the ones over the ear. So Barry, if you have any questions, please feel free to email or just message us. One of us will respond to you. With our products, the in the ear versus over the ear, the over the ear ones are a little bit. I'm not gonna call them simple, but the in the canal have more features than the ones over the ear. So it really depends on what you're looking for. But if your daughter is looking at the V6 and then she looked at the specs and what it has and what it offers, then yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, and I totally agree with your daughter too. I think the units are very cool.
Yeah.
It's one of those things growing up with hearing aids, going from those big, bulky, very noticeable hearing aids to the V6 units
Yeah.
that kind of don't even look like hearing aids. They just kind of go in your ear, and they look very sleek and very cool. And I'm not self-conscious about wearing them at all. So
Yeah. And I know when you were wearing over the ear, you had a lot more feedback. I remember a lot more feedback. Yeah. Yeah.
You could hear it too.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Perfect. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for all the compliments and all the interactions and the comments. It really makes our day. Perfect. We're just going through the comments to make sure we don't miss anything here. Yeah, so Kenneth, trying to find one that won't break the bank, we completely understand that because hearing aids tend to be so expensive, and that's really what we set out to do at HearGift is provide affordable hearing. We do have 4 different models and 3 different price ranges. So if you're really looking for for a very, very affordable option, the V5 is an amazing product. It was the first one that we came out with in terms of ITC. Having that said, it doesn't mean that it's not as good as the V6 or V7. It simply just has different features. The V6 and the V7, they have more features, but sometimes you don't really need them. So if you're really just looking for a unit that is very affordable and helps you hear better, then the V5 is a great choice. So that's what I would say. And perfect. I'm so glad you guys are happy with the hearing aids. We love them too. Perfect. Awesome. Oh, I'm loving the stories. Like whenever we receive comments like these and testimonials and videos, it just fills my heart with joy. Thank you everybody. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of interesting care, and you're talking about your husband has the leukemia. We have encountered a lot of customers that have lost their hearing as a result of chemotherapy, and our hearing aids have helped them, which is, a good outcome, obviously, considering the situation. So it's not very uncommon, actually. A lot of our customers have experienced that too. So Cindy, you're saying that your mother-in-law also has tinnitus. 2 of our models are geared towards tinnitus, so that would be the V6 and the V7. The 5 and the right, they don't have a tinnitus masking system, but a V6 and the V7 do. So either one of those models are good for tinnitus. What I suggest is you go on our website, heargift.com, and check the product comparison page to see what specs you're looking for in a hearing aid. and we have them laid out there, and then you can choose one based on that. And we can also send you a link too. That will probably be easier. So keep in mind the V6 or the V7.
Yeah. And also for the V7, we actually have a specific tinnitus mode that's just for people that have tinnitus that don't really experience hearing loss. And that's, we just added that feature because we saw just how common tinnitus is and how some people really just wanted the hearing aids just for tinnitus and not because they have any hearing loss. But the V6 also has tinnitus blocking with all the modes in the background noise, as well as the V7 for all the nodes. It's just in the V7 there's also an extra function that's just for tinnitus blocking.
Yeah. Awesome. So we'll post a video on Facebook, but before we do that, we're going to do the draw. So what I did here is I literally just Googled the random number generator online. So I see that we have 26 comments, so I'm going to put in numbers 1 to 26, and drum roll please, number 21. Oh, you can't see my laptop, that's okay. It's number 21 here. Let's see who's number 21. Did you count?
Yeah.
Yeah? Are you gonna announce it?
Go ahead.
That's it?
Yes.
Okay, well, it's Cindy. Cindy, I'm going to reply to you. You have won. Yay! We were just talking to you. Look at this. Awesome. I'm so glad it wasn't one of our family members because we would have to do it again.
Yeah.
Cindy, congratulations. You have won a $50 gift certificate. If you want to give it to your mother-in-law, that's perfect. It doesn't have to be attached to your name. So you can use that gift certificate on our store for either hearing aids, batteries, accessories, anything else that we sell, but that's pretty much what we sell. So, yay! Thank you so much, everyone, for participating. This has been great. Thank you, everyone, for your comments. We're going to do this again next Thursday, and we're definitely implementing more ways for you guys to win, for you guys to participate, to ask us questions, and to really be involved, because hearing is a pretty big thing. So we figure that being in touch with you guys and having that ongoing relationship is something that we really need to do. So thank you again. We are Sandra and Serge. We'll see you again next Thursday live at 8 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, any question, comments, feel free to forward us.
Yeah, just contact us and let us know, and we'll try our best to cover it on the next video too.
Yes. Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Thank you. Bye.